Felt honest. Might delete this later. Might delete this later. So, after taking some time, I've now decided to stop feeling sorry about myself. You know? I'm looking left and I'm looking right, and I see opportunity. Opportunity to boss up, become that person, you know? My sister told me not to isolate myself. So I'm really going to try and do my best not to do that. Even though I'm in a season of isolation where I really just need to close the world off and focus on the internals. Everything that I need I have everything I need inside of me, the vision, the determination, the plan, all of that. But it's really just up to me now, because no one is as invested in pulling all of this off as much as I am. You know? There's a number of things I really would want to accomplish by this time next year. Still pretty early. 13th December. It's just got a lot of emotion. I'm just gonna use it productively. So we still at it again. It's a number of goals I have. I'm only going to tell God about it. But I might share the plan of how I anticipate to get there with all of you. So sit tight. And pull out my journal. It's been a while since I've opened it up. But if there was ever a time I needed it, it's now. It's most definitely now. There's a very interesting YouTube video I watched. It's titled The Envelope of Success. It wasn't really titled that, but one of the topics spoken about was this concept about the envelope of success. Myron Golden, if I'm not mistaken. That's who I saw the video from. Very, very, very amazing YouTuber. Very amazing YouTuber. He drops a lot of value that I personally absorb on a consistent basis. Let me just confirm. Yeah, Myron Golden. Myron Golden. He spoke on the envelope of success. I'll see if I can't link the video or something in the comments. I'll see. Hopefully I remember. But I'm just gonna read some of the things that I noted. So the envelope of success, just take a block, draw a square out, square, and draw a line from the top left corner to the bottom right corner, and draw another line from the top right corner to the bottom left corner. And then that initial block you had will now have 4 triangles inside of it, right? And then on the far right, or the far left rather, just write A, that far right triangle, the bottom triangle right B, the top triangle right C, and the right triangle right D. So we have a square. We draw 2 diagonal lines inside of the square. We now have 4 triangles inside of the square. Each triangle has a letter assigned to it. The first one A, the second one B, the next one C, the next one D. Now write a number by each individual line. So let's start with the original square. The right hand side of the square, label that as number 3. The left hand square, label that as number 1. The top line of the square, label that as number 4. The bottom line of the square, label that as number 2. Right? So I'm just going to run through it one more time. We have a square. We drew 2 diagonal lines inside the square. The square now has 4 triangles inside of it. The triangle on the far left hand side, write an A in the middle of that. The triangle on the far right side, label that D. The topmost triangle, C. The bottommost one, B. On the left hand side, where you wrote A, the line to the left, write 1. To the right hand side, the line of the D triangle, write the number 3. At the bottom, it's the B triangle, write the number 2. The top triangle, the number C, it's C, write a number 4. The diagonal line going from left top to bottom right, write a 5. The diagonal line top right going to bottom left, write a 6. And this is the envelope of success. The envelope of success. This will form the foundation of what I'll be getting up to for the remainder of, well, for 2024. You know? And we're gonna start by labeling everything out. The A triangle represents looking after our physical health. The B triangle represents looking after our mental development. The C triangle represents having a spiritual connection. And then D represents creating a healthy social network. We'll go at it again. The A triangle represents us looking after our physical health. The B triangle represents us looking after our mental development. The C triangle represents us looking after our spiritual development. And D represents our social development. So for number 1, I want you to write first things first. First things first. Number 2, we're going to say set solid foundations. Number 3, we need to understand our limits. Number 4, we need to have clear goals in mind. Number 5, we must learn to deal with success. And number 6, we need to learn to deal with failure. This right there is the framework that I am going to be using and focusing on in 2024. Just reflecting back, because I found out about this on the 15th of August 2023. I write down like when I saw or when I jotted the stuff down in the journal, so that when I refer back to it at, later whatever point, I'll know. And just looking at it now, I can already see where I have fallen short and where I've done quite well. One thing that's for sure though is that I need to learn how to deal with success and how I need to learn how to deal with failure. I'm currently moving off. I'm being fueled by the heartbreak I experienced from taking a very, very, very heart-wrenching loss yesterday. Very heart-wrenching loss. Yesterday, I mean the 12th of December. But I consider that day as one of the most important, if not the most important day in my career so far, as it allowed me to finally see the whole side, or like I got to experience all sides of the coin. The good, the bad, the heartbreaks, the joy, all of that. And yeah, it's been very humbling. It's been extremely, extremely humbling, you know. So yeah, let's look at the envelopes. We have A, B, D, and C. Let's look at A, my physical health. I've been putting in work, but I'm not satisfied. I'm not at all happy with my consistency, because intensity will not beat consistency. You can sprint for 5 seconds and then not do anything for the rest of the month. Like sprint hard, like 1000% effort, and then be on minimal effort for the rest of the month. Or I could find a sustainable amount of effort and consistently exert that amount of effort for the whole duration of time. That's what I need to be. That's what I need to be doing. And it took I hate that it took a very catastrophic or traumatic experience to get me to that point, but it is what it is. Better late than never. Physical health. That is something I need to put more effort in. Focus more on my nutrition. Focus more on my exercise regimen. Focus more on my cardio. Focus more on my mobility. And I look forward to it. The next envelope is the B1, so looking after our mental development. This is an envelope where I would say I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy. Even though it's not where I wanted it to be, I'm quite happy. My resilience mentally has been on another level this year. And it's only, excuse the hunger, it's only going to get bigger or better from where it is now. The C envelope is my spiritual connection. I've definitely kept a connection with God this year. That's the only way I could have really stayed sane. But I hate the fact that the connection was strong more when I was going through things or when I needed something, and not when things were going well for me. I want my connection with God to be as strong when I'm going through nonsense, to be as strong as what it is when I'm not going through nonsense. And that's something that I definitely intend on rectifying. D is my social network. And that's the one envelope I've neglected the most. I've been quite isolated, just giving time to charts, my trading, not really giving time for family, loved ones, my partners, none of that. And I've drifted away from a lot of very good friends. The pride I have won't allow me to reach out and try to rekindle things, as I'm of the opinion, or I strongly believe, that a person isn't something that you keep or hold on. A person is someone that you experience. And the experiences I've had with some very amazing people have been fruitful. They've given me memories that I will cherish for the rest of my life, memories that I will most definitely look back into. But, you know, it is what it is. Gotta keep moving. But those 4 areas of my life: my physical health, mental development, spiritual connection, and my social network. Those are things that I really would love to put more work in for the coming year. Right now, life is in that weird place where I have plans, but the plans might not materialize. I'm not gonna speak such energy into existence. I'm fully like, I have definiteness of purpose. I know exactly what the fuck I need to be doing or where I need to be going, and I'm pushing on head first. No remorse, none of that. None of that. But God's will be will play out regardless. And this is where the spiritual aspect comes in. Just having that trust and faith that, okay, things may not be going the way or exactly how I pictured it initially, but I have the faith that I am being led to where I'm being led to something even better. I truly believe the universe and God conspire in my favor. I'm just sometimes stubborn and refuse to go with the direction that's been chosen. I swim against the current. It is what it is, you know. Just gotta do some extra training, some resistance training. But we're looking to make some changes. I just have to put first things first, and then set solid foundations. With everything I do moving forward, I need to understand my limitations, and I need to have clear goals in mind. I need to learn how to deal with success, and I also need to learn how to deal with failure. Easier said than done, of course, but I'm excited. Very much excited. My skin has been hardened up enough to the point where I have an unshakable level of faith now. A level of faith that not even my parents can jeopardize. Not even my family can jeopardize. Because I understand that even if they may want the best for me, the best that they want for me isn't necessarily the best that I want for myself. That's why these goals and aspirations that I have now, I'm keeping them close to my heart, to myself, and I'm only really speaking to God about them. I'm gonna put my head down just put in work. There's nothing more to it. Like, I just have to put my head down, put in that work. And as long as I'm consistent with my efforts, it will come to me. And just having that thought in mind that at the end of this journey that I'm about to go to, what waits for me on the other side, it makes the sacrifices worth it. It makes the sacrifices worth it. It makes me appreciate the good, and it makes me appreciate the bad even more. Because within the bad, there are lessons that I will not learn when things are good. And within the good, there are lessons that I will learn that I won't be able to learn in the bad. And such is the duality of life. You can't have the one extreme without the other one, as the opposite of the one state helps you appreciate, or it gives meaning to the opposite, you know. You wouldn't understand, or you wouldn't have the thrill of life if death wasn't existing, or if death wasn't a possibility. Heartbreak wouldn't hurt if joy wasn't there. Hate wouldn't exist if love wasn't there. You can't have darkness without light. Appreciate the light when it comes, but understand that it's not permanent. And in the same breath, appreciate the dark when it comes, and always remember that it's not permanent. It's always the darkest just before the sun rises. And I understand that now.